You've got a website that you need to do lots of updates on. You need a content supply chain that's shorter than it is right now. You probably have lots of steps. It's really hard to get content on your website, or it takes a lot of work, or you're going through a lot of copying and pasting. You don't want to do that. Let's shorten that content supply chain with an AI pipeline, because we're going to enable folks to have unstructured content that goes into a very structured content piece. We've got an example blog post listing where we're going to have an author listing, categories and tags that we match this up with, and we're going to bring all that over from like a very unstructured Word document, drag and drop, put it into Agility, put it into your CMS, no time flat. Let's show you how to create this pipeline so not only you can do it, but you can share this with your team to give them the ability to do it as well. Let's jump in. The first thing we need to do is use Claude. So I'm in a new Claude chat. You have to make sure that you have the Agility MCP server. So jump to, let's actually look at this, mcp.agilitycms.com, click install now, and it's got instructions for actually adding this to Claude. And this one's already set up in here, but we just need to go and add a custom connector if we didn't have Agility already there. We can call this Agility CMS or Agility or whatever. Paste our MCP URL right there. So we got that from that MCP screen, and then click add. And then you would click connect. So now what we need to do is give a prompt so that we can get this thing to dig into our Agility instance to figure out what we want to do. Now, I cheated a little bit. I wrote this prompt ahead of time because I didn't want you to waste all your time watching me write a prompt. So let's go. I'm going to copy and paste the prompt in, and then I'm going to talk about it. So here's my prompt, right? I'm using this Agility CMS instance, and I copied this instance from the URL. Do a deep dive on how blog posts are constructed in it and build me the project instructions for creating, approving, and publishing those items with MCP. There'll be a brand guidelines document, that's really important, and we want everything translated to French too, so make sure to keep the same content ID across French and English. When you create or update a post, give me the preview link to it. So I actually went in and copied the preview link from Agility, so it'd have that. Also give me the edit link. Here's an example. I also just went into an existing blog post and copied the URL from Agility there too. So we've got the preview link and the edit link if I want to jump into the website to see what it's built, or jump into Agility to see how it works there. In theory, once we're done this whole pipeline, we won't even need to go into Agility at all if we don't want to, but that's for later on in the video. Okay, I'll be uploading a Word doc with embedded images. The first image in the doc should be the main image for the post. We've got some extra examples here, probably don't need all that stuff. So let's go ahead and create that. So what that's going to do is actually figure out what my project instructions are going to be now, and then I just need to create the project in Claude, which we will do in a second. So I'm going to let this go. It takes a second to kind of go through. It's going to dig into the Agility instance and pull a bunch of information out of there for me and figure out how all this is going to work. When you do this for you, it will dig into your Agility instance and look at your specific content structures that you need. And this isn't limited to just creating content items. You can create pages with components on them and all sorts of other stuff. I just took a fairly simple example. Okay, so it thought for a while. I skipped ahead a little bit, and you can see what it's done is it's created this, it's called Markdown. This is like this kind of like text document that has all the things I need in it to create this pipeline, this project. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. I'm going to go build a new project, okay? Call this my blog. You could call it whatever you want, something like that. I'm going to leave it private. You could make it public for your whole organization to share this with your team, which I do think you should try and do. And now I'm going to click on instructions. I'm going to paste in those instructions, okay? I'm also going to add the Agility CMS tool as a tool for this, okay? I click save on those instructions. That's important. Now I'm going to drag and drop our brand guidelines in there as well. And that's really important. So I've got the instructions. I've given it a tool as a hint to like use this tool, this Agility CMS MCP server, and then I've got my brand guidelines attached there. Now all we need to do is actually create our blog post. So we've got our project all created. It's called blog posts. We've got our instructions in there. We've got it set to use the Agility MCP server so it knows to use that tool. We've got our brand guidelines all set up. Now all we need to do is create our blog post. So I've already got a Word doc with this already set up. Let's go ahead and drag this document right onto Claude here. Starts a chat. Create my post. And everything that I needed is now going to happen. It's going to compare it against the brand guidelines. It's going to extract the images, convert it to French, do all the things, and send it up into Agility for me. The interesting part of this will be when I want to preview it. We want to make sure that works really easily. So I actually don't even need to go into Agility at all. I could do all of it from AI, but we're going to show you a few different things. The really cool part is I should just be able to approve it or publish it right at the end, and AI is going to act with my permissions. So if I have access to publish it, I'm going to go ahead and do it. If I didn't have access, I would request approval, and that would start the whole workflow engine. So this really shortens your content pipeline, shortens the life cycle, and makes your content supply chain a lot faster. Okay, so it's going to figure out the categories that we want. Let's go general interest. Let's do technology and trends. Publish the copy as is. Don't want to change it. It was neat that it asked me there. So it's going to figure out all of the linked content that I need to connect this with. That's really important. It's going to follow all of my content structure rules that I have set up in that instance because it discovered them earlier when we did our little prompt. Now it's going to upload the images. That's really important. It's going to put those images on the CDN for us, so they're going to be really fast and they're going to follow all of the parts of our content structure that we need for the main hero image, but then it's actually going to have the inline images inside our rich text HTML area that's the main part of the body. So it's going to save the English post, convert it to French, and then we should be good to go. So if I open the URL that Claude gives me, here I am in Agility. This is the edit link. So I can see it's figured out how to set the heading, the slug for this thing, all the linked content that I have with the different categories and tags and authors. It's created the body content and figured out how to insert the images that were embedded in my Word document. So it took apart the Word document, and let's just see how it did. You know, it got rid of all the nasty Word formatting things that are in there. That's one of the hardest things when you're copying and pasting from Word to get right. And then obviously we uploaded the hero image, and then I love that it put the alt text in here as well, okay? Now let's see how it did translating everything. So we want to see this en français. So here we go. It's all the body is there, everything's there, the alt text has been translated, everything is figured out what it needs to do. We're gonna go and now preview this thing in a new tab. So I have the English version in preview, shows me all the edits that it made for me, which just looks pretty good. Let's switch it over to French, make sure that's all good too. Looks amazing. I speak a little bit of French, but not great, but I can tell that this is definitely in French. So pretty sweet that it's got all of that set up in there for me. So put all my content in for me. It picked the hero image, picked the category. This is all great. And now I can switch back to Claude. If I'm really good at this, publish it. Publish them both. So Agility allows you to publish English and French separately, but we're just going to go ahead and publish both of these items in the locales so that they're going to be available on the live site. So here we go. It's going to ask me to publish. I'm not going to always allow this. I'm just going to allow this the once. I like to keep a human in the loop on some things, and mass publishing is where this could go. All this content could go on the site, and I want to make sure I have control over what actually gets published. So it's published the English. Now it needs to go with the French version. Here we go. Allow this once as well. So now we've got the other one published as well. Both locales are live on the site. They're good to go. And we can actually go and test that on the site really easily. So we can exit preview mode. And now we're in live mode. Here it is en français. And here it is en anglais. We're all good. So we're able to really quickly publish these. And now we've got this pipeline set up. If people want to do this, other people on my team want to do this, they don't even know how to set up all this stuff. That's fine. As long as they have access to Agility to do it, they can go ahead and create blog posts as well. And if they only have edit access, they can request approval. I'll get the notification, and it's all great. So all this workflow is going to work really fast. Our content pipeline is set up. Everything's A-okay.